what I'm going to share is very much opinion. And it's opinion because it hasn't gone through the rigor of investigation and thought and science that it possibly needs to. And that's one of the things I'm going to touch on a bit. So I've been pondering for a little while, although probably a little while is now about 30 years, some of the issues that have been big questions in our industry. Why isn't marketing more powerful in the way that businesses run their business? Why are companies spending their funds without all the answers in terms of what those funds return? Why is it that people don't believe that advertising works? Why do 80%, up to 80% of advertising, why is it incorrectly associated with the wrong brand? So all of those questions sort of come in and they all delve with the human sciences, with marketing as a profession, and with the way that business works. So all of those things together have left me with a question of how do you bring that into a point where you can start to fix some of that, and at what point does it get fixed? So I was taken back to a conversation I was having in a hotel over a cold beer with someone who'd been in the industry for a long time, and I said, look, I've got this thought, and if this thought could be executed, I think it could help marketing redefine itself. And he said, yeah, what's that thought? So I told him the thought, and he turned around to me at the end, he said, yep, love it, you're right, but not in your lifetime, nor mine. Change happens too slowly. So in thinking about that, I sort of jumped to a second thought, and I responded to him, and I said, well, hang on a moment. Enron happened, and the whole accounting world changed. So a $67 billion mistake occurred that changed the accounting profession overnight. So surely we should be able to change the marketing profession without having to go through a $67 billion mistake. In fact, maybe we should have a $67 billion shareholder suit against the CEO who's incorrectly spending their money.
Hence the, I guess, the first question you raised tomorrow.
Yes.
Tell me about market cap and what it means and how it relates.
Well, the journey there in thinking was that market cap is what the analysts at an industry level use to value a company. And market cap is built on two factors. Cap, which is competitive advantage period, the time in which the analysts believe that that company will have a strong performance, and gap, which is competitive advantage, right? The gap, the difference in competitive advantage. So those two things, short-term and long-term, come together to create a market capitalization curve. But not a lot of people know that that curve is created by analysts placing a risk factor in there over time. So the longer out it goes, the more unpredictable the result. So in thinking about that, I actually thought, wow, that's how companies perform. That's how CEOs keep their job. Based on market cap, CEOs have their companies with buy, hold, or sell recommendations. So in the context of that, I thought, wow, so analysts keep CEOs in their jobs. Now, another very little known fact or thought is that cap and gap are both communication marketing areas of business because they're all about competitive advantage. But gee, nowhere in the textbooks is anyone talking to us at a marketing level, nor when communications companies get briefs from clients is anyone saying what you're about to do can influence and build our market cap or not influence it. If we look at retail activities from all the retailers out there at the moment, short-term price reductions, we see a significant amount of gap activity, short-term effects trying to get the quarter. Very little consideration about what is this brand going to build over time. How is my brand going to be able to be sustained? So unless both of those areas are dealt with simultaneously, you end up with a company that's delivering short-term results but doesn't have a long-term strong brand to be able to look after shareholder value and worth.
In result?
End result is that the company's value is either reduced short-term and long-term, or both.
Or I guess in a worst case, collapse.
Correct. And the bigger result is when you link that and you look at that in terms of the absolute amount of money that's being spent on supporting brands and supporting marketing activity, billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. In fact, in the last week, I've spent some time talking to two CEOs, marketing CEOs, who control, between the two of them, $5.5 billion worth of advertising spend. Yet all of that spend is being done in a marketplace where there is a lack of answers. Where in some cases, according to one of those marketing CEOs, 80% of the activity occurring is incorrectly associated with another brand. So does that mean that CEOs are allowing their companies to spend marketing money that is not actually returning value to shareholders? And why isn't that question being asked at the CEO level? Who's accountable for the money that's being spent on marketing? Where are the accountability measures? So that pondered the issue of the interconnection between marketing and analysts not being built in a clear and concise way. CEOs being able to divorce themselves from the marketing function other than the point of approving a budget and then letting someone else deal with that. And the connectivity between marketing and business not being as close as it could or should be to build long-term sustainable advantage, shareholder value.
There are three things you want your audience to take home tomorrow. What would they be?
That CEOs need to be more engaged in the marketing process of how their companies build a brand to create a longer-term value for the corporation. That how companies are financially run needs to be a crucial part of the marketing agenda, and that both CAP and GAP, short and longer term brand building, are crucial because either alone doesn't work.